Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back, and we are live. I am Jay Hollingshed, the High Performance Mindset Coach. I'm going to start off a little different today, and I'm going to say that if you are an athlete and you want to win more competitions, you want to consistently get better stats, and you want the benefits that come with getting better stats and that come with winning more competitions, you need to get with me. Hit me up. Oh man, my people checking in quickly. My brother AJ, Troy Wilkins. Oh man, Boss Lady, Terrell Bush. I see you. Curtis Odom. I see you watching. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right. And if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be more productive, and not just be more productive, you want to consistently earn more profit, you need to get with me after this video. Trust me, I got something good for you. Now, I got firefighters tuning in. Curtis Odom, man, my brother. As you can see, I am wearing the uniform. Oh, my wife tuning in. Lisa, hey, babe, I love you. Now, I am wearing my firefighter uniform for a reason. Today is day 76 of 365. So this is my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. Like I said, this is day 76. And today's pillar is stress management. This is day number 6. So we discussed pillar number 6 of 7, which is stress management. Thus, I am wearing the firefighter uniform. We're going to do some comparisons and some analysis on stress, handling stress from a firefighter standpoint, and then we're going to flip it and show how that relates to you and how you can handle your stress level as well. All right. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Wanda Starks, hey, my sister, how you doing? Everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much. To watch this video in its entirety, go to my YouTube channel. Everything I do is backlogged on YouTube. Also, for those that are first-time watchers, thank you. I appreciate you. Who else that I need to thank? First-time watchers, my regular watchers. Okay, thank you to everybody. Let's get started. Managing stress. Now, firefighters, when it comes to having a high-performance mindset and managing stress, firefighters are some of the actually fire, police, and military. All 3 of those, I know for a fact, have a hard time. They got it hard because, especially from a firefighter's point of view, which I'm going to speak from. Frank D, what's up, bro? The firefighters actually have to turn it on and off just like that. Same thing with police, same thing with military. But for me, having been a firefighter, check this out. Even in the middle of our sleep, when that bell goes off, we have to be up. We've actually practiced timing ourselves, getting dressed, and being ready in all of our firefighter gear in 90 seconds. My lieutenant would stand there and just clock us. Okay, let's go. Let's practice. The bell goes off. 90 seconds, I need to be fully dressed, apparatus and all my apparatus, all my gear on, and the whole 9. Not just that, by the time that bell goes off, in 5 minutes or less after that bell goes off, we need to be on the fire scene. So if I'm asleep and all of a sudden the bell goes off, hey, Clay Barkley, another firefighter, D'Angelo Michelle, thank you so much. Everybody's tuning in. Oh, Steely Dan Steely Dan, what's up, bro? I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm trying to say. Now, firefighters, we have to be up and out of there really quick. I mean, really quick. So when that bell goes off, if we're in the middle of our sleep, we have to wake up, be dressed in 90 seconds, be on the apparatus, and be on the scene of the fire 5 minutes or less after that bell goes off. So we are going into an unknown situation. That's stressful enough trying to get ready and go into an unknown situation. Don't know what kind of dangers we're going into. That's stressful right there on the spot. Now, that is a mentally stressful aspect of the thing. Now, let's flip to the physical aspect of it. There's a physical aspect of the stress, and I'm going to say that's part of all the gear that we wear. Now, me, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm like 6'2", 190 pounds. But when I have all that gear on, I add 75 pounds because they have all the turnout gear, the bunker pants, the coat, the apparatus, the breathing apparatus, which is the air tank on our back, everything from the helmet, the whole 9. And I think water weight is factored into that because we're soaking wet while we're fighting fire. But it's an average of 75 extra pounds. So that's 75 pounds on top of our body while we are expected to perform at a high performance mindset. Not only that, the high performance mindset that we're expected to do, we're expected to run, jump, sling an axe, and hold a firefighting hose, a nozzle that actually sprays anywhere from 80 to 120 gallons a minute. So we're expected to hold that down while wearing 75 extra pounds. That's stress. That's a lot of stress. Now, I want to flip that. Just keep that in mind, the stress, the emotional and the physical stress that the firefighter person goes through. The analysis I'm going to do with comparing you, I'm going to compare that to the actual fire engine, or the pumper is what we call it, because it pumps water. Now the fire engine, it carries between 500 and 750 gallons of water. I think so. Now my firefighters, y'all correct me, it's been about 6 years since I even fought a fire, so y'all feel free to type in the chat and help me out. Now, between 500 and 750 gallons of water in this pumper. Now, when you arrive on the fire scene, the pumper pulls up and it spots a plug or a fire hydrant. It pulls up to the fire hydrant and there's this big hose, and it's called a large diameter hose. We call it LDH, or 5-inch. We hook that up to the fire hydrant, and that's going to supply water, a continuous flow of water, once we run out of the 500 or 750 gallons of water. And it's going to supply a continuous flow to the firefighters that's trying to put out the fire at this house. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. We hook up the hose to the plug. The fire hydrant or the plug is pumping water through to the pumper, and the pumper is pumping water through the individual hoses that the firefighters are holding. Now get this. When you open up that fire hydrant, you've seen in the movies or in TV, or you've probably seen in your own neighborhood, when somebody opens the fire hydrant, water comes blasting out. That's way too much pressure. And when that water comes out that strong, and if that water comes out that strong and goes into a fire pumper or a fire engine, it will damage the pump. So we have on that pumper something called a relief valve. And that relief valve is set at about 185 PSI. So we don't want no more than 185, because if 185 pounds of pressure comes flowing through there, then the relief valve is going to be shooting water out and not going into the pumper, just to kind of keep the pressure off of it and keep it from damaging the pumper. That's the purpose of a release valve, to release some of that pressure. Now, we want to keep that pressure usually around no more than 150, but this is how that compares to us. The pumper pumps water. The pumper pumps water. The fire hydrant actually gives all the water. The water is what's putting the pressure on it. The water is actually like the stress. So compare the pumper to the pump in your body, which is your heart. Your heart pumps blood throughout your body. Now, the fire hydrant or the fire plug is actually life circumstances, situations, circumstances, everything that we go through. So that's life circumstances. Now, life circumstances are going to shoot problems at us. It's going to shoot stress at us. The stress is the water. Like the firefighters, like the relief valve is set on the pumper. If too much stress, too much water, or too much stress comes into that pumper, it's going to damage the pump. That's why a relief valve is set. So, looking at your circumstances, which is the fire plug. Now, if too much pressure, which is the water or the stress, comes into the circumstances, puts too much pressure on you, it can damage your pump. Your pump is your heart. So too much pressure from your circumstances coming in can damage your heart. High blood pressure, stress, strokes, things of that nature. Too much pressure can bust a pipe. We all know that. Now, the thing is, relief valve. You have a relief valve. What is your relief valve? Do you know what your relief valve is? How much pressure can you handle? Your relief valve is set according to how much pressure you can handle. Your relief valve is mental. So if you know what your relief valve is, you know how much pressure you can take. How much pressure you can take depends on how much you can mentally handle at one time. Set your relief valve. In fact, think about it. What is your relief valve? Your relief valve are things that you do to de-stress. A lot of times in my past episodes that I do on Fridays, which is stress relief or stress management, I strongly stress press pause. Push the pause button. Stop everything and everybody. When you stop everything and everybody, you stop that stress from coming in. You stop that flow from coming in. Stopping everything and everybody is like a firefighter shutting off that fire hydrant, stopping that water coming in, because if the water's coming in too fast, it's going to damage the pump. You don't want your pump damaged. You only have one pump. So the stresses you have, think about what they are and where your stressors are. Where do your stressors come from? Work, school, family, whatever. If you have more stress than you can handle in one day, let me give you some suggestions on what you can do to de-stress and decompress. First of all, like I said, press pause. Shut everybody else out. Shut everybody else up. Say, hey, not right now. Nah. Go into a room, an office or whatever. Have everybody just leave you alone. Give yourself 5 minutes. If you can do that. A lot of times if you're at work or something, or if you're at school, you don't have that 5 minutes. You can easily stop and take 5 seconds. If you have the time, put on your some quiet music. Music is good at drowning out sound. And when it drowns out sound, you're actually drowning out the environment. Why? Because what we hear, we actually think about and picture. So if somebody's yelling, we're picturing somebody yelling. That's in our minds now. So if you put on your earplugs or your headphones, you drown out the world with something nice and quiet. Next thing you know, that's what you are picturing, something serene, nice and quiet. That's a way of de-stressing. Your relief valve is in effect. You are, what word am I looking for? Rerouting the water that's coming in to the pumper. You're rerouting the stress that's coming into your pump right here, this heart that you have. That's a way to decompress. Another way to decompress, music. You can take 5 seconds, you can press pause, or a quick meditation. There are certain apps you can use. There are a lot of meditation apps. There are some free for iOS and some free for Android. Just search for them. There are some that are like 1 minute meditation, and I literally mean 1 minute, 60-second meditations. So many things you can do to de-stress. Meditation, that's an excellent way to de-stress. Meditate throughout the day, different times throughout the day, different intervals. That's a wonderful way to de-stress. But that's the comparison I have. From a firefighter standpoint, firefighters go through a lot of stress. A lot of stress is put on the pumper or the engine to push water out and to extinguish fires. But a lot of pressure is put on us to push our energy output out, our energy output. Did I say that right? A lot of pressure is put on us from our situations and our circumstances, pushing our energy out to handle our situations. But you deplete yourself of your energy and that pressure is still coming. You're going to have some problems. Like I said, strokes, high blood pressure, things of that nature. And if you don't stop to decompress or stop and press pause, your body is going to press pause on its own. You will end up opening your eyes, waking up, where am I? You'll be on a stretcher with some paramedics taking you to an emergency room, or you'll be people standing over you, fanning you like, hey, you okay? Wake up, you passed out. If you don't shut yourself down, your body will shut yourself down. Learn your relief valves. Set your relief valves. Establish some relief valves. Make sure you have a way to decompress your stress. And that's all that I have for right now in stress management. Let me finish hitting some people who are checking in. James Blakely, wow. Michelle Breeding, checking in. Mr. and Miss Clarence Rivers, another firefighter. I appreciate you. Marcia Moore, everybody's checking in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Steely Dan, I saw you said you use my 7 pillars of mental performance at your job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. In fact, that brings me to a point. Everybody that's watching, if you're still watching, if you're watching this live or on repeat, type into the chat some of the things that you do to decompress. I want to know what they are. And other people are watching as well. Same thing you might be doing could help somebody else out. My suggestions are not always the best for somebody, but they are good suggestions that will work. You may have a suggestion that's good for me that I can use and implement on my own for myself. Or someone else could be watching, they can see your examples as well. So feel free to type that in the chat. I am Jay Hollingshed. For those of you that want help, you can't seem to find out what relief valve works best for you. You already know where you want to be, what you want to do. You can see your goal that you're trying to reach, but at the same time, you have been hit by so many stressors and it's hard for you to decompress. And you need an accountability partner to get you through that stress. I got you. You need to hit me up. Like I said, you can go to speaktojay.com, speaktojay.com, or you can inbox me here on whatever social media platform you're watching. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been Jay Hollingshed, High Performance Mindset Coach. This is day 76 of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. We're still pushing this thing, and I appreciate all the love, the hearts, the likes, and everything. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. It does my heart well. It helps me to decompress when I see everybody's loving what's happening. Be well, stay blessed, and through love, be a blessing. God bless.